Makes this headline today both a wow moment and a duh moment. U.S. sues S&P over pre-crisis mortgage ratings. The government alleging that Standard & Poor's ratings agency knowingly inflated its ratings on risky mortgage investments, giving high marks to mortgage-backed securities because it wanted to earn more business from the banks that issued these poop bag investments. Oh, poop bag isn't in the quote there. Sorry, I added that. So that's a duh, right? Because, yeah, these guys clearly should be busted. These were the guys who were in charge of the ratings. These were the guys who were supposed to be labeling the poop bag financial systems of the financial world as such. And they simply did not do it because they figured out a way to make money out of not doing it. And eventually that system of selling worthless junk for tons of money stopped working and the economy fell apart. So duh. Yeah, these guys should be in the dock big time. But also, not just duh, but wow. Look at the date here. It's today? These guys aren't in jail or something already? Nobody has sued them before now? We still have not handled that problem? Should we be encouraged by the fact that they seem to be in trouble now, or should we be very, very worried that it took this long? Joining us now is former New York Governor and New York Attorney General Eliot Spitzer. He earned the nickname the Sheriff of Wall Street while he was in office. Governor, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me back.
I have a layman's understanding of the meltdown. You have a much more advanced understanding. Did I explain any of that wrong? And what is the significance of the ratings agency getting in trouble now?
Look, you got it exactly right. Let me be very clear about something. The rating agencies and everybody on Wall Street will say over and over again, we were wrong, but being wrong isn't a crime. They're right. Being wrong isn't a crime. Lying is the crime.
Yeah.
What happened here, and you got it exactly right in your introduction, the investment banks, the rating agencies, all of the links in the chain that marketed this junk, all the debt that saddled and then destroyed our economy was marketed by people who knew they were selling us poop. To use the polite word.
And they thought it was hilarious. And that's why they were joking in those terms.
Look, give them credit for having a good sense of humor. You read these emails. They had, they made up new lyrics to the Tonguehead song, Burning Down the House, about CDOs and credit default swaps and the whole bit. They're clever, but malicious and dangerous. Listen to this one little excerpt from page 46 of the complaint today. They said they could have released a revised, better version of their rating system if we didn't have to massage the subprime and Alt-A numbers to preserve market share. What does that mean? They wanted market share and profits over integrity. It's the same story we saw for over a decade on Wall Street, where integrity was thrown overboard to preserve profits.
And the idea that there were people on Wall Street, that the ratings agencies would play the role of cop, of keeping everybody honest, is how they deflected any idea that there should be government regulation.
That's right. This was the old line, self-regulation. We have a mechanism in place to make sure we will not defraud you, the public, and the marketplace. Of course, self-regulation is one of the great oxymorons of all time. But just so it's clear, the rating agencies are insurance that is paid for by the investment banks, so the investment banks can pretend that what they're marketing is good. They're paying the rating agencies a small fee, so the rating agencies will put the stamp of approval on the debt. The rating agencies, which wanted to get that fee, which in aggregate was a lot of money, S&P is a big company, sold the credibility of the market for that profit. And that's what this very thorough, very good complaint lays bare. Fraud upon fraud upon fraud.
It is hearing you say that it's a thorough and a good complaint is encouraging. I feel like, as somebody who is not very well versed in this subject, somebody who's never been an expert in this, has just covered it as news, I feel like this is the one thing that I grokked very early on was wrong with the system. Why did it take so long?
Look, it shouldn't have taken this long. On the day they announced this case, I don't want to, I've been pretty harsh on Eric Holder at the Justice Department for not doing much more over the years. On the day they finally make a case, I feel a little conflicted. I don't want to come down on them once again. They finally did something right. It's a good job. It should have been years ago, but let's be clear. This is indicative of something that's been going on for way too long. And until we get over the presumption, you said something that's revealing. You said, look, I didn't really understand it. You got it enough. You understood, first of all, we all know you're Rachel Maddow, you got it all together. But put that aside, you understood the essence of this. They were lying. That's all you need to know. They were lying about the quality of what they were marketing to the public. And at the end of the day, we, the taxpayers, had to pick up the tab.
And is lying the thing that you need to prove in order to get a conviction here? S&P says this is unfounded
fraud,
and they're going to win this case.
Look, Floyd Abrams, who's the lawyer for S&P, was on TV today saying just First Amendment right. We were saying what we believed. No, they didn't believe it. Showing that what they said, they knew what they were saying was not the case is what makes it a fraud, as opposed to simply being wrong. Being wrong isn't a crime. We're all wrong all the time. Lying intentionally in the marketplace is what transforms this into an actionable offense.
I knew you would help me understand this better. Elliot Spitzer, former governor of New York, former attorney general of New York. Thank you, sir. It's always great to have you here. Will you come back again soon?
Of course.
Excellent.